Hey you guys, welcome back to another celebrity tarot reading. Today we're doing Tyla. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about that girl, but you guys asked and so you shall receive. We're doing a reading on Tyla right now, okay? Period. People want to know, was she truly inspired by Britney Spears? I feel like the way she responded to fans wasn't necessary. Like I did see how she responded to the fans and she was being rude. Like somebody simply was like, "Oh, me personally, I think that she's like basically the fan was saying that she probably was a little bit inspired by Britney Spears, and she was like, "Oh, I think you need to shut the fuck up." Who the fuck be gassing your heads up? Like, who the fuck be gassing your head up, bitch? Like, I'm telling you, these celebrities need to calm the fuck down. That's exactly why whenever they go to Coachella and the fans don't be cheering for them, literally the audience be standing still, like, look around, everybody on mute. Everybody be doing the mannequin challenge, and I love that. Keep humbling these fucking celebrities because, bitch, who's gassing your head up? Talking about some, oh, I think you need to shut the fuck up. I think you need to go back to South Africa. That's what the fuck I think you need to do. If y'all haven't noticed yet, Tyla thinks she's better than Americans. Okay, she does not like Americans. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but as an intuitive, I could see right through that shit. She does not like Americans. So there's that. There's that. She thinks she's better and she's kind of colorist. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. I think she need to go back to her country. But anyways, moving on. Ugh, let's get this started. Okay, so first question. Was Tyla truly inspired by Britney Spears? I'm gonna be using my What's the Vibe deck because bitch, we getting messy. We're getting messy. Why do I have a feeling when I drop this video? I'm trying to tap into Tyla's energy right now, and it just feels like I'm Tyla. Like, how does she talk? I'm Tyla. Like, why would I be inspired by Britney Spears? Like, it just feels like she wouldn't want to take inspo from anybody, to be honest. Like, she wants to create her own brand. She wants to be Tyla, not Tyla who's inspired by blah, 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 blah. Was she inspired by Britney Spears? I feel like she just looks down on Americans. I don't even feel like she would be inspired by Britney Spears. But I feel like the stylist was inspired by Britney Spears. Running, escape, denial, and excuses. Ooh. Maybe there was a little inspo. But she. Was Tyla inspired by Britney Spears? Was she truly inspired by Britney Spears? I feel like she was unintentionally inspired. Legals, lawyers, court, and paperwork, girl, it's not that serious. She's taking these claims very serious, and I feel like her ego, this is an ego check for her. Like, she doesn't, her ego won't allow her to be inspired by anybody else or even admit it. I feel like she does get inspired by some artists, especially some Western artists here in America, but she doesn't want to admit it because of her ego. She's very egotistical. Was she inspired by Britney Spears? Boundaries, disrespectful, enough is enough, and defend yourself. She feels like it's disrespectful to say she was inspired by Britney Spears. Like, I'm Tyla. I'm the greatest. I'm the great of my time. Why would I be inspired by somebody else? I don't need to. I'm my own inspiration. Again, she's very big headed. I just feel like I don't necessarily, well, yeah, fame and people around her. I'm more so picking up the people around her that keep gassing her head up. They are the ones that are to blame for her big ass ego. I just feel like her ego is super inflated right now, and this usually happens for artists that blow up overnight. Like for example, Ice Spice, any other artist you could think of that blew up overnight. They're very big headed, but again, I feel like she will be checked. Her ego will be checked very soon. I feel like her career will start to slow down. She'll experience a slowing period in her career. Mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. So whether she wants to admit it or not, um, whether she wants to admit it or not, I do feel like she was inspired. Whether it was the artist that was inspired or she was inspired directly. I personally don't necessarily feel like she was consciously aware of the inspiration she had of Britney Spears, but yes, there is inspiration from Britney Spears here. I feel like, oh, and this is a karmic lesson for her. She's going to be checked on the internet. People as a whole, I see the collective, they're not going to be here for her response because it wasn't needed. Like there was no need for you to be nasty. It's like, okay, like you and her have the same outfit. Like, okay, is there a little bit of inspiration? And she's like, "No, I'm Tyla. Why the fuck would you say that?" People are not going to like that, and it's going to be a karmic lesson. The universe doesn't like the way she's becoming. Her ego is way too inflated and she needs to calm the fuck down. Spirit is telling her to sit the fuck down. But yeah, it's very karmic for people, for her to get, basically she's going to have a slap on the wrist. the collective on the internet, they're going to give her a slap on the wrist because her attitude is fucking disgusting. Okay. And it wasn't necessary. I feel like instead of being rude, she could have simply just been like, you know what, respectfully, I wasn't necessarily inspired by her. Maybe my stylist and the people on my team were. And you know, why wouldn't I be inspired? Like, Britney Spears is a legend. She's a beautiful person. She's a great singer. She was before me. I pay my respects to her. Blah 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 blah. Like, if she went about it in a nicer way, I don't feel like she would have had this adverse reaction. But because she was being so nasty about it, and because her ego is too inflated to give a decent response, she got a slap on the wrist. I'm more so picking up that um her stylist was inspired by Britney. Okay. And this is what I'm saying. Like, these artists are not, they're not independent artists. She's not an independent artist. She is funded by a machine, aka her company. And so there's multiple people working behind the scenes to collectively come and help her promote her brand. And so, yeah, you're going to have some people that are, inspired by other artists. And she may not have known that, which is why I also feel like I feel like she fired the stylist. Like, whoever was in charge of her outfit, I feel like she fired them because behind the scenes, she was probably like, "Oh, why the fuck would you allow me to go out like that? Like, I'm Tyla. I'm Tyla. Like, I'm not inspired by anybody. I'm supposed to have my own kind of clothing. I'm supposed to have my own style." I feel like she was genuinely offended that people thought she was inspired by Britney. And again, there's no reason for her to be offended. So, anyways, I feel like she fired that stylist, right? Let's ask the question, was the stylist inspired by Britney Spears? Okay, so like I said intuitively, I feel like the stylist was inspired by Britney Spears, but again, I feel like she fired the stylist, right? So we have the Queen of Wands is here. The Queen of Wands is in Tyla's energy, okay? She is in her Queen of Hearts. Okay, if you ever watched Alice in the Wonderland, you know who I'm talking about. She's in her Queen of Hearts energy. She's being very irrational, and I feel like spirit and her spirit as a whole, the universe does not like the way she's reacting to the situation. It's really showing the dark aspects of her personality, the negative shadow aspects of herself. And she needs to check herself because I'm seeing she fired that stylist. If not at the very least, she went off on him. Like, I feel like she went to the stylist and she was like, "Oh, why the fuck would you make me have the similar outfit? Like, I'm Tyla. I'm supposed to stand out. My outfit's not supposed to compare to anybody." And I feel like, oh my gosh, not my shit died. Whoops. Yikes. Um, that's because my phone was dying. Anyways, I feel like whenever she and her stylist had this falling out, I feel like this stylist is gonna go on to tell other people not to work with her. And this is gonna make her look bad. I feel like Tyla's gonna start to be blackballed and other people are gonna see how she's reacted based off this situation. And other people are watching this and they're like, yo, it's not that serious. Like, it's a misunderstanding. It happens all the time. Accidents happen. And I feel like instead of Tyla being reasonable and understanding, um, I feel like she over exaggerated a bit, and this is going to cause other people to not want to work with her. Like, I'm seeing other stylists or makeup artists or hair artists, they're seeing this and they're seeing what the stylist is saying, and they're going to take the stylist's side and be like, yo, it wasn't that deep. It's not like it was intentional to make her look bad. And yeah, other people are not going to want to work with her because of this. All right. So there's that. Was Tyla inspired by Rihanna? Is she inspired by Rihanna? I feel like her team is. I feel like she's creative. I feel like she's creative, but I don't think she has as much creative control as we think she has. Like, I feel like it's mainly her team and her managers that are in charge of her image, and her team is inspired by Rihanna. I don't think she wants to be inspired by anybody. I'm Tyla, South African queen. I don't want to be inspired by anybody. I feel like they purposefully recreate certain things about Rihanna. Like, they definitely dive into Rihanna's archives and her throwaways to see like what inspiration they could use. They do it for money, okay? The Two of Pentacles is here and the Ace of Pentacles. They're giving her this like West Indian girl, which, first of all, as a fellow West Indian girl, bitch, don't you rep South Africa? Pick which side you want to be. Are you South African or are you a West Indian baddie? They doing it for money. Okay, I feel like they purposefully do it so people can compare and people could be like, oh my gosh, is she trying to be like Rihanna? They're very aware. They're aware of the fact that Tyla is kind of more morphing into old Rihanna, and they're doing that on purpose. They're doing it for money. Is she inspired by Rihanna? Long story short, yes. Whether she wants to admit it or not, yes, she is inspired by Rihanna. But I just feel like I don't know. She's just money hungry. She's kind of like a clout chaser. Yeah. The Three of Pentacles, I also feel like she works with some people that used to work with Rihanna back in the day. Like she's definitely taking some inspiration. I feel like there could be somebody on her team that used to work with Rihanna back in the day, and that's why she's kind of having the image brand that she has now. So yeah. And the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups is here. She's a clout chaser. Okay. There's no better way to say that. Anyways, how will her second album be perceived? I'm about to end this shit real short. I don't really care for Tyla like that. Her fans are fucking. Okay, I'm sorry. Her fans, her attitude is disgusting. So I don't want to stay in her energy for too long. Did you hear her snippet? Hold on. Ugh. How will her second album be perceived? Ooh. I definitely feel like she fucked her way to the top. Or not fucked her way to the top, but pretty privilege gets her far ahead. There's an older male, a more established male in the industry that is helping her get along, get by. How will her second album be bleh. How will her second album be received? How will her second album be received? How will her second album be received? I feel like she's gonna try to switch up her image because again, she's not doing images that are authentic to her. She's just trying to get a bag. Okay, if she has to pretend to be Sabrina Carpenter for a day to get a bag, she will do it. Okay. Um, I just feel like it won't be authentic to her, and that's why she'll have mixed reviews. She will have mixed reviews. It won't be as successful as her first one. How will her second album be perceived? I feel like she'll kind of fade away into the background with this second album. The King of Cups and the Lovers card came out. I feel like this second album could have been based off of a relationship that she's experiencing or a man that she wants or something like that. I'm not sure. Or maybe a man is in charge of this album or something to do with that. Okay? I feel like she's messing with somebody in the industry that is helping her. How will the second album be perceived? I don't find her that pretty either. Yup. The five of wands is here. I feel like she's gonna try to ignore the criticism, but that's only gonna do her worse. Okay. It's in a celebrity's best interest to pay attention to the criticism that they receive because usually it's not just hate. Usually it's very valid critique. And I feel like she's not gonna want to listen to it because it's gonna check her ego. Again, she's very egotistical. She needs to get her ego in check. But yeah, people are not gonna be liking it, okay? It's gonna have mixed reviews. I definitely feel like there are people that are gonna like it. You know, she has some diehard fans that are gonna be here for her no matter what. But no, this album is not it. It's not gonna be authentic. It's just gonna feel like a cash grab. It's gonna feel very over manufactured too. Like, yeah, this isn't authentic to her. This is something that was just well thought out, is well curated. But that's the thing, it's not authentic. You know, who is the real Tyla? We'll never fucking know because she's a clout chaser. Anyways, oh yeah, yup, this is gonna hurt her feelings. The album not doing well, it's gonna devastate her with the Ten of Swords. This is going to be like the ultimate failure for her. It's gonna definitely cause some mental health issues. I'm feeling like she's very attached to the public's perception of her and how she's perceived. And yeah, she might take a step away from music. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about Tyla, so I'm about to end this shit real short. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Comment down below more celebrities y'all want me to read on so I can add them to my list. Like the video, don't skip the ads. Yes, I do tarot readings, link down below. Subscribe to the Patreon if you want to know what spell I did, okay? If y'all want to know how I got my lick back, and if you want to know how I found out Cardi B's a fucking witch, go click the link down below. Patreon only $5, $7, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.